My players currently lack a short-term goal and aren't biting any plot hooks. What should I do? Stare at them? Stare at them. Just stare at them. Why should you have to do all the heavy lifting? Your players don't have a short-term goal and they don't know what to do and they're not taking any of your plot hooks. Stare at them. Sit back in your chair. Just sit there and relax and just stare at them.
This video was brought to you by Hit Point Press and Humblewood Tales, live now on Kickstarter. Humblewood Tales is a companion book to the Humblewood campaign setting for 5th edition, featuring expanded lore around the mystical tree city of Elderheart. Gather your party and embark on 5 new Humblewood adventures for levels 3 to 8, with over 200 pages of new content that's fully compatible with all your 5e games. There's plenty of thrills to be had for both new and seasoned Humblewood adventurers. Humblewood Tales is available as a book, box set, and a Kickstarter exclusive collector's edition. Back the project today at the link below.
And they're all stare at you and they're talking and they're like, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Be like, I don't know. What are you gonna do? I've literally given you guys 3 different plot hooks, 3 different things you could go off and do, and you don't want to do any of them. And now you're just staring at each other. You're staring at me like I'm just gonna pull something else out and just throw it. Like, how much work and how many plot hooks do you want me to create for you to turn them all down? Like, work with me here. You got to work with me here. Like, meet me halfway. I'm giving you, many dungeon masters will give their players 1 plot hook and expect them to go do it, which is not a bad thing. It is a way of running games. There's nothing wrong with it. But I have given you multiple plot hooks and you guys don't want to do any of them. Like, what do you want from me? Like, how much, like, do I gotta create the whole world full of thousands of plot hooks? And then you guys are gonna be like, well, we got thousands of options. We don't know what to do. And then you won't pick. None of it sounds interesting. Like, literally, you guys, I'm going to sit here. You know what? I could just pack my stuff up. You guys discuss offline, or over the internet, you know, and you let me know. You let me know when you guys have decided what you want to do, and then we will come back and we will play D&D. But in the meantime, I've done my part. I've given you plot hooks. I've developed adventures that you could go on, and you have chosen to do none of them. And now we are sitting here and we are staring at each other, and this is probably not fun. If you would just pick a thing to go do, we could play D&D and maybe we'd have some fun. At the very least, we'd roll dice and kill monsters and get loot. That might be fun. You might get some experience points, level up your characters. That might be fun. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I'll go home. You guys give me a call when you want to play some D&D. But in the meantime, I can't handhold you through everything. I can't make all the decisions for you. How many times am I going to be like, orcs attack, and just throw random encounters at you? Give me a break, guys. You need to help me here. I'm a dungeon master. I'm not a miracle worker. Please. I think the conversation could go something like that. Probably a little bit less confrontational and probably a little bit nicer. You know, probably diplomatic, one might say, is the way to approach those sorts of things. But ultimately, at the end of the day, your players need to meet you halfway. They have to work with you. You've set things up, you've given them plot hooks, and now they sit there and do nothing. You can't make them do stuff. I mean, that you could, that would just kind of be stupid. I would not do that. I would just pack my stuff up and go home and tell them, give me a call when they're ready to play the game. But at any rate, your players got to do something. They have to take control. They have to take initiative. They need to own the game equally as much as you do. At least a little bit, maybe not equally, you know, but they got to have a little bit of ownership here, take a little bit of initiative to make the game work as well. It can't be the dungeon master that's carrying the entire group and making stuff happen so that somebody maybe has fun. Like, it's just not a reasonable expectation.
Click on the screen now to watch another fine DM Lair video, or to become a DM Lair patron, play D&D with me, and get an issue of Lair magazine every month. And until next time, let's play D&D.